There's an important conversation that every man over 60 should have, but for some reason it is almost never brought up, neither in clinics nor in friendly conversations. It is a serious discussion about three simple, natural, and accessible habits that can have a significant impact on prostate health. I, Dr. Eduardo Vasconcelos, a urologist with many years of experience, am convinced that what I will present today can become a turning point for you or for someone you love. What you are about to hear is not an opinion. It is based on scientific data. This is real science, the result of serious research that has already helped many men regain freedom in old age, reduce pain, and greatly improve their quality of life. If you're already over 60, or if you have loved ones of that age, a father, grandfather, husband, or friend, I strongly recommend you listen to this until the end, because one of the 5 practices I will present will undoubtedly surprise you. To understand the importance of these 5 habits after 60, you need to understand why the prostate deserves special attention at this age. This small gland, about the size of a walnut, is located under the bladder and surrounds the urethra, the channel through which urine leaves the body. Its role is quite significant. It produces part of the seminal fluid, which serves as a transport medium for sperm. However, with age, especially after 50, the prostate tends to increase in size. Even benign enlargement of the prostate can cause serious problems. This condition, known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, is diagnosed in more than 50% of men aged 51 to 60, and after 70, this figure exceeds 80%, according to the U.S. National Institutes of Health. However, the main concern is not the enlargement itself, but its impact on daily life. When the prostate enlarges, it compresses the urethra and begins to obstruct the flow of urine. And then symptoms appear: a weak urine stream, a constant feeling of a full bladder, difficulty starting urination, and frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom. Now, pay attention. Most men think this is normal, that it's just aging, but that is not true. Today, science has already proven that there are natural ways to prevent this excessive growth and even reverse the symptoms through simple daily practices. This is what you are about to learn, because the first habit may seem basic, but it holds a power few men know about. The first habit is strategic hydration to reduce prostate inflammation. This habit is simple but powerful. Proper water consumption can significantly ease urinary symptoms that affect men after 60. And I'm not just talking about the amount. The secret lies in how you distribute hydration throughout the day. As you age, your body loses part of its sensitivity to thirst. Many men spend hours without drinking a sip of water, and when they remember, it is already late. The urine becomes concentrated, acidic, and saturated with toxins that irritate the bladder and cause prostate inflammation. This buildup of residues in the urine damages internal tissues, weakens the urine stream, increases urges to urinate, and is one of the main reasons for nighttime bathroom trips. But there is one adjustment that changes everything: so-called strategic hydration. The recommendation is simple. Hydrate abundantly in the morning and daytime in small sips throughout the day, and gradually reduce fluid intake closer to the evening. This improves bladder function, reduces pressure on the prostate, and helps the body eliminate toxins without overloading the urinary system during sleep. In a study published in the Journal of Urology involving more than 2,000 men over 60, this hydration pattern reduced nighttime symptoms of incomplete bladder emptying and frequent urination by up to 41%. This small change costs nothing, but it can improve sleep, protect the prostate, and bring back the feeling of rest the next day. This is the first step, and it works best when it becomes part of your daily life. The second habit is a light walk after meals to improve blood flow to the prostate. This habit has a direct effect on prostate health, but it is rarely discussed in a doctor's office. And in fact, it is something any man can do every day absolutely for free, walking a few minutes after main meals. This simple movement after lunch and dinner activates vital body functions, and the benefits go far beyond digestion. When you walk right after eating, blood circulation in the pelvic area is stimulated. More blood, more oxygen, and more nutrients reach the prostate. This helps reduce inflammation, improve cellular oxygenation, and over time normalize prostate function. In addition, such a walk helps control blood sugar levels, and diabetes, remember, is one of the risk factors for prostate enlargement and more severe urinary symptoms. Another important point is the effect on systemic inflammation. A sedentary lifestyle, especially after meals, increases the level of inflammatory markers in the body. Light movement lowers these substances and protects tissues, including the prostate. In a study conducted by the Medical School of the University of São Paulo involving men over 65, those who walked for 15 minutes after lunch and dinner had a 35% lower risk of developing moderate and severe symptoms of benign prostatic hyperplasia. It does not have to be a long walk. No gym is needed. Just a light, continuous daily walk at home, on the sidewalk, or even in the hallway. This is exactly the type of habit that seems insignificant, but over the years surprisingly protects the prostate thanks to its regularity. The third habit is regular sexual activity for protection and natural cleansing of the prostate. This habit is one of the most effective for prostate health, but due to taboos and prejudices, it is also one of the most ignored by older men. It is about maintaining regular sexual activity, including masturbation, if a man does not have a regular or active partner. Modern science is clear. Regular ejaculation contributes to a kind of internal cleansing of the prostate. It helps remove accumulated secretions, cellular debris, and toxins that can build up in the gland over time. And this is not just theory. A study conducted by the Harvard School of Public Health and published in the medical journal European Urology followed more than 10,000 men over 2 decades and showed that those who ejaculated at least 21 times per month had a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer in their lifetime. Besides its cleansing effect, sexual activity also improves blood circulation in the pelvic area, relaxes the muscles around the prostate, reduces stress levels, and improves mood. All of this reduces local inflammation, a key factor in prostate problems. Unfortunately, many men over 60 still approach this topic with guilt or shame. But from a medical standpoint, maintaining an active sex life, including masturbation, is a natural, safe, and effective way to care for prostate health. If there are any doubts or difficulties, it is best to talk openly about it with your urologist, because denying this topic does not protect your health, while a mature attitude towards it can save your prostate. The fourth habit is strategic nutrition to reduce the risk of inflammation and prostate cancer. This habit is related to what you do every day, but perhaps without the right intention. With nutrition, there are certain foods that provide direct protection to the prostate, helping to reduce inflammation, lower the risk of benign gland enlargement, and even prevent the appearance of cancer cells. One of the most studied compounds in this regard is lycopene, a natural antioxidant found in foods like tomatoes, watermelon, and guava. This red pigment has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and acts directly on prostate tissue. A study published in the International Journal of Cancer showed that men who frequently consumed cooked tomatoes at least twice a week had a 28% lower risk of developing prostate cancer. Another important nutrient is zinc, found in pumpkin seeds, nuts, and seafood. Zinc helps balance hormone levels and keeps the structure of the prostate healthy for many years. In addition, vegetables such as broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage contain substances called sulforaphanes that promote detoxification of the body and help prevent changes in prostate cells. Ideally, build a colorful plant-based dish that includes cooked tomatoes, leafy greens, mineral-rich seeds, and a good source of lean protein. These foods, when consumed regularly, work quietly but powerfully, keeping the prostate less inflamed, better oxygenated, and metabolically balanced. Properly chosen nutrition is a form of preventive medicine and can become one of your main allies in protecting the prostate. The fifth habit is deep sleep to regulate hormones and protect prostate health. This habit is usually ignored by most men, but it has a much greater impact than one might imagine. Good sleep, deep and restorative, is vital for the hormonal balance of the body, and this balance directly affects prostate health. During deep sleep, especially in the most restorative phases of the night, The body produces regulating hormones, such as melatonin and growth hormone, both of which have anti-inflammatory effects and protect prostate tissue. When sleep is disrupted, becomes shallow, or insufficient, these hormonal cycles are disturbed, stress levels rise, free testosterone tends to decrease, and inflammation in the body increases. A study published in the journal Cancer Epidemiology, Biomarkers and Prevention followed more than 2,400 men for almost a decade and found that those who suffered from sleep disorders had twice the risk of developing prostate cancer at more aggressive stages. The explanation is simple. Without quality sleep, the body cannot effectively restore tissues, and the prostate becomes more vulnerable to inflammatory and degenerative processes. That is why it is important to create a favorable environment for rest, dark, quiet, and with a regular sleep schedule. This is not a luxury. It is a preventive strategy. Deep sleep not only restores the mind, it protects the prostate daily, even if you do not notice it. In conclusion, thousands of men suffer in silence due to lack of information. They live with symptoms that limit their sleep, energy, and freedom to live, believing that all this is just part of aging. But it is not. These 5 simple habits you have learned about today have the power to change lives. And perhaps the person who needs it the most has not yet heard this message. So share this video right now. You could be the reason more men like us regain health, vitality, and hope. And if this content was useful to you, like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because the right knowledge at the right time can save lives.